Welcome back, patrons. Thanks so much for being a subscriber. This is Steph, and I thought today that I would show you my magical little box here. So I have posted pictures of this before, so you might recognize it as where I keep all of my witchcraft supplies. Most of, I should say. We'll get into it at the end, what's not actually in here. But I try to keep everything contained to this one spot because it is so much easier for me to keep track of everything this way, and I just don't want it kind of overrunning the whole house. Otherwise it will get out of control, and I really like things to be minimal, and it will just annoy me if it feels too cluttered. So I thought I would just show you what I have in here because I'm a bit well stocked at the moment, so that might be fun. So once you lift this up, it actually has this mirror here. I just wanted to show that so then I can get it out of the way. You're in my kitchen right now. But it's actually really nice because it can sit back like this, and I can actually put the candle stand here and then one of these candles, which I'll show you. And if I rest it here, then it has this reflection then that I can do scrying with. So I really like that this has a mirror. And this whole box thing is from Pottery Barn, by the way, if you care. Okay, so with the mirror out of the way, this is what it looks like. And it opens up like this, which I really enjoy. So up here I have my oracle cards. This is the deck that I pull from. If you are a patron and you gave us your address, you are entitled to a reading. I pull a card from here for you, and I give you the reading, and I send it to you in the mail, and it's yours to keep. So hopefully, if you haven't gotten it yet, that's on its way, but make sure you give us your address. Here I have black salt and regular sea salt, and I am going to be doing a salt bowl, a home protection salt bowl that I do kind of regularly, but I haven't done one in a while. And I wanted to put up some home protections because I do a lot of home cleansing at this time of year, sort of the Mabon time of year, bringing in the new year for Samhain. So I like to get all of the cleansing done and then set up protections, which is a salt bowl. So I'm definitely going to film making a salt bowl, so in case you want to make one for yourself. Over here I have my tarot deck, which you saw if you watched the spread that I posted, which was the introduction, introducing yourself to a new deck. Over here I have candles. I have 4 right now. I burn through these fairly quickly and then go pick up more. I have white and black because obviously they can be used for everything. And then yellow and green I work with a lot because I do a lot of prosperity and protection spells, and those are good colors for that. Over here I have War Water, which I picked up from Alchemy Arts, which is an occult store here in Chicago. And this is something that you can make yourself. Theirs is obviously a little more detailed. War Water can really just be water that you left nails in to rust, and then once that water is rusty, use that. This obviously has some more things in it. I've never given their War Water a try, but I've had success with their other products, so I thought I would try that rather than make it myself. And if you are wondering what I'm going to be doing with War Water, that will be coming. I am going to do a couple of spells that I'm going to film for you patrons. If you want to see, Tara is Wiccan, so she does not do any sort of more baneful or otherwise questionable magic. I am going to be doing a couple of spells to get my neighbors to move out and move on, which I don't necessarily consider, see, this is that gray area that we talked about. I don't necessarily consider asking neighbors to move on as sort of baneful magic. It's not really negative. I'm not doing anything bad to them. I'm just using my spell work to suggest that this is not the right house for them and they should move on to something that is better for them and move out. So I'll be showing all of that, but War Water is part of that. So in these drawers, here is my candle stand for these candles. This here is a mojo bag. And then here I have casting salt, sage, and dark moon herbs. This is a house blessing oil, which again I will use when I do a prosperity or a home protection salt bowl. And this is a steady work oil blend. I have plans for that as well, which I also think I will try to film and put on Patreon when I get a chance. I'm gonna do that one last because there's a lot of stuff in there. So here is rosemary, and here is lavender, which are also going to go into this salt bowl, both of them, and they are herbs that I work with the most often, those two. And I should say that all that you saw right there is just kind of what I have here and plan on working with, but since I do a lot of kitchen witchcraft, there's a lot of things that I use that are therefore in my spice cabinet. And I'm not going to go through and show you all of that, but that's where I have things like thyme and chili powder are in there, cloves, black pepper. There's just like a lot of things, a lot of spices that are also good in witchcraft, not only in kitchen witchcraft, but other spell work that I do. But it's just easier to leave all those spices because we do use them in cooking and mundane cooking. So it's just easier to leave all of those in the spice cabinet. And down here I have 2 books. So the first one is Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones, which is a hoodoo book, which I've recommended on our podcast before. And since I practice a very, I would say American traditional witchcraft path, I use this one a lot. I really recommend this. I like it for if you're interested in practicing hoodoo, and a lot of people practice hoodoo without realizing that that's what it is. But highly recommend it. And I don't own very many witchcraft books because or books in general, I just believe in keeping them at the library because I very rarely go back and read books a second time. So I just don't believe in buying them and keeping them all over my house. It just seems wasteful to me. So I only purchase and keep the ones that I find myself referring back to again and again. And I refer to this one all the time. So that's why I have this one. And this one is a new one for me, Dark Magic for Dark Times. Again, if you are following a Wiccan path, probably not the book for you. But since I am okay with doing baneful magic in my practice, I picked this up when I went to the occult store, and the woman working there told me that it's great and she loves it. So I thought I would give it a try. That also has some make your neighbors move out spells in there that I wanted to check out. Normally I don't buy them, but this was not available at my library, and since I'm in Chicago, it's a pretty extensive library catalog, and I could request it, but it would take some time to come in, and I thought I would just buy it, and if I don't want to keep it, then I can just donate it. So last up is this drawer that I skipped because it's crystals. So that's my pendulum. I only have the one. These are not all of my crystals because I have crystals all over my house doing their work that they're supposed to be doing. So this is just some of them. Let's see. This one is a gray moonstone. This one and this one are tiger's eye. This is pyrite, which I love. Look at that sparkle. Rose quartz, amethyst. There's another amethyst over here. A clear quartz chip. I have, I think this one was red jasper, not bloodstone. I think it's red jasper. Green aventurine and selenite. So those are just a couple. I have citrine around my house, clear quartz. They're just in other places that I do use, but when they are not in use in a particular spell, then they rest in here. So that is everything. I like that everything fits in here. It's not all of my tools, but it's most of them. So like I said, there are crystals up around the house, and I do keep spices in the kitchen, but also my Book of Shadows is not pictured because I am starting a new one that I really like. I love the cover of it. It looks really cool. And I kind of have a plan for how I want to set this one up, and I've been working on it, and I was going to ask you guys if that's something that you wanted to see. If you have any interest in seeing a setup of a Book of Shadows, you know, not to the end, but from the beginning, setting up all the pages of the dedication and blessing and all of those things. So if you wanted to see kind of my beginning pages of it and what it looks like, definitely let me know and I will make that happen. And I also have a besom, but it is part of the decoration because besoms are also protecting over the home. Oops, sorry about that. And I have it hanging over the door frame. I think that's everything that I have. So hopefully you enjoyed this little overview of all of this good stuff that I've got and are looking forward to seeing me do some spell work with it. If there's anything in particular you have questions about or want to know more about in general, or if you have any ideas for future videos or spells that you would like to see, please let me know in the comments. We appreciate having you here. Thanks so much for subscribing.